Crick Buzz Centre Stage. Adam Collins and Harsha Bhogle, who's back in the country. We're back in Southampton for the final game of World Cup 2019 in this small city. India are playing here again. And if they were to win tomorrow, and they should of course win tomorrow against Afghanistan, they will consolidate their position in the four. There'll be no one knocking them out.
True, but if you remember, Adam, the last time we were here, I was a bit like that. It was cold, it was damp. Now there's clouds around, but there's still more blue than I've seen since I've come here. And blue stands for India.
It's a funny old game for India tomorrow, isn't it? In that a lot of the guys in the Indian side haven't had to actually do an awful lot. I think Ikeda Yadav is a great example of that. Against Afghanistan, who are struggling, they've played perhaps a couple of good innings across 5 games of pretty ordinary cricket for them. It's a chance for India to be a bit creative.
It is, especially because they're up against a side that gives me the impression something is not right there. Because the decent players there were not performing. It might just get, there the sun comes out again. You're right. It might get too easy for India, but you're right about Kedar Jadhav because he's languishing down there at 6. When he gets a chance to bat, it's 10-15 balls. He's bowled 1 over, I think, or 2 overs. So I think it's very important for India. Vijay Shankar gets runs. Kedar Jadhav gets runs. Actually, even MS Dhoni gets runs. Because so far, it's Shikhar and Virat and Rohit that have almost dominated things. Hardik has come in at 4, hit a few. I'd like to see them get runs, and I'd like to see Shami come in and bowl a fantastic spell.
Vijay Shankar was the man at the press conference before the match instead of Virat Kohli. There were some concerns about him during the week after copping a blow on the toe from Jasprit Bumrah, but he's fine to play. You mentioned Mohammad Shami. He's into the side for his first game of the tournament. At the expense of Bhuvi, who's out with that hamstring injury. He might miss a couple of games, but what a luxury for India. You lose Bhuvi, you bring in Shami.
Actually, I thought Shami would start, but they went with Bhuvi and how well Bhuvi is bowled for India. So that turned out to be a right decision. We're putting up our hands up. That turned out to be the right decision. But I'd like to see a little mongrel in Shami. I'd like to see Shami mark out his run up and say, right guys, watch this. Because just before he went off, I think he had something like 18, 19 wickets from 12 games. He was bowling really well. So I'd like to see that. And I'd like to look at life, Adam, beyond this India game. Because it's World Cup, I like the format because I thought the best 4 teams will go through and you might get some good games. But South Africa, Pakistan, it's in danger of just falling apart too quickly. So we need some good results over the next few days.
For Afghanistan's part, their captain Gulbuddin Naib, he wasn't willing to talk about the internal troubles that you referenced before. He's still upbeat. Bless him, he's still happy, he's still glad the progress.
He came out to open the innings the other day.
He did. I mean, he does it all, Gulbuddin. He makes runs, he takes wickets, he's got the biggest muscles in all of world cricket, and he's still keeping a positive disposition.
I mean, I saw those. He was almost like a bodybuilder. Oh, no, I shouldn't be doing that. He was almost, oh, you're better than I am. But I want to see how Rashid Khan bounces back because he hasn't faced this experience in life. I want to see how he bounces back. I want to see how Nabi bounces back. These are quality players. And I want to see them play a good 50-over game, in a sense. I don't think the result is in question, but I'd like them to give India a tough game.
Yeah, an interesting observation from the skipper as well, that he wants to see them play more games against high-profile nations like India, like Australia, like England, and that should be a goal of theirs coming out of this tournament, to earn the respective sides to ensure they'll get the bilateral series.
I mean, it's ridiculous. They have played, 12 games or something like that against the top 9 teams in the tournament. Australia, England, even to some extent India. I know India played Afghanistan in a test match, but they played them in the Asia Cup. But the other teams are not inviting Afghanistan enough. So how will you grow? It's the same lemon that Ireland have, and it's the same lemon that Afghanistan, who've proved themselves to be better, are having. So if we want not to make the World Cup from 10 to 8, then we need to give 10, 11, 12 many more games to make them more competitive. But that's maybe for another blog.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, for Bangladesh's part, they don't come to Australia at all in the next 4 years, according to the Future Tours program. It's just not good enough. But here tomorrow, hopefully we'll see a game where the sun shines, the weather stays dry, and India get an opportunity, as I said off the top, to secure their place in the semi-finals, Harsha.
Yes, and I like the inevitability of it. You knew they would, they were favourites, but they've been so strong coming into this World Cup. I thought the result against Australia, the demolition of Pakistan, these are fantastic signs. And they've been playing really well.
Crick Buzz Centre Stage, Adam Collins, Harsha Bhogle will talk to you after the game.